Welcome to Deep Thought. Some players have a special type of spirit. You know what? And this is something I discovered a couple decades ago. And I'm going to be real. It's part of the reason why I'll focus on any men who come into my orbit or circle or, they follow me on social media and they give an indication that they are what I call a Mr. Goodbar. Anybody who follow me on my men's channel know I talk about that a lot. But one thing I discovered a few decades ago, I'll just say as a message from Spirit, was that some of them have a special type of spirit. So some players do have a special type of spirit. And then, and I discovered even more when I was introduced to the House of the Man. Now, people who follow me a long time know I've talked about the House of the Man, and one of the houses, one of the pillars is the healer. Now, the healer is that type of man who can restore people around. He can heal them. He can restore women in particular to who they really are. And but that's the ideal. But we live in a culture where if a man has the ability to really draw women on a deeper level, what are he going to do? Typically, he's going to just have sex with them and move forward, especially when he's younger. Now, here's the thing. The reality, though, some of them have that healer. Now, just to be clear, you can be a man could be like more strong in other areas of the house and still be a player. That's why I said some players. Some players have that ability when they interact with a woman to heal her, to bring out something within her. I remember years ago, and this is around the time I got the message from Spirit. Like when I get messages from Spirit, when I get that feeling, stuff usually happens in the world to like say, okay, this is what's going on. I met this gentleman. He was a player. And he was a straight player. Women went crazy over him. The most interesting thing about him was it took a while for him to tell me he was a player. The women were telling me. The women in this particular social circles were the ones saying all this. When I would talk with him otherwise, he wouldn't even bring a woman up in conversation until he got to the point he, felt comfortable. And then he said how he interacted with women. And then things started clicking for me. I said, Spirit was right. Because he said he didn't just, have sex with the woman and roll over or jump off or anything. He said he would treat them very well when they were in his presence. He would hold them. After he made love to them, then he would just hold them. He would tell them how beautiful they were and everything. Women would actually feel better after being with him. And I've met some other guys who had the same thing, and I've talked to some other women on the same thing. See, some of these players, the healer, has that ability to open up a woman, to take a woman from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Now, to be clear, like I'm saying some players, all don't have this. Indeed, a whole lot of them, they could have the opposite effect on a woman and leave her worse. But have you ever seen a woman sometime? And it could be on many levels. Like say she was like real slim, didn't have that strong sexual presence. She dealt with a player for just a few months. All of a sudden, she's more curvy, she's more sensual, but she's also more outgoing. A player can the special type of player, can open up a woman to herself. I know another woman, she said she dealt with this guy for a while. She said he was a player. She dealt with him for a while, but it opened up some talent she had within her, and she makes money off of that talent to this day. I know another woman, the talent she had inherent inside of her after dealing with this player opened up inside of her. Because, see, those special type of players, they have a special spiritual energy. And when they interact with women, it's not from a place of hatred or disdain or something like that. It's from a place of genuine love, at least in their mind. Genuine love, like they genuinely love being with this woman. they make her feel a certain way. You know, like there's always that thing about players hurting these women. And yes, there are those players like that. But like I said, the special type, they actually open up the woman to who she is. He validates her. He tells her she's beautiful. She might not have been told she was beautiful. He tells her she's beautiful with a sincerity. It makes her feel good. Once she's validated, like validation is bigger. You get a lot of people talk against it, but all humans need it. He validates that she feels good. All of a sudden, it starts affect. It can affect even how she looks. It can even affect how she looks, how she carries herself. She might be more outgoing. I've seen women, I remember one woman, and she was in a particular social circle. When I first saw her, she was just real quiet and everything. She dealt with this player, and it was like about a year later, she was very outgoing, very talkative, even demonstrating leadership abilities. And she was able to go on and do some significant things in her life. See, many women are in a prison in the culture that we're in. Many women, seriously, because we have a culture that suppresses women. I know a lot of people, especially a lot of men want that patriarchal thing, but you suppressing the women. Now, here's why it's important not to suppress them. If the women are treated a certain way and you get them pregnant, guess what comes out of them? Some children with some issues. When you mess up the woman, it actually messes up future generations because the baby got to come through her, is nurtured through her. The most a man do is put the seed. She got to be nurtured in that woman. If she is not well, if she's not in her best state, while that baby's in there, that baby, and it was some women who said this, that baby is like in a sea of some dysfunction and stuff. Getting all that vibration, negative stuff from the mother, that messes that up. So it's very important. You can't suppress who the woman is. And this ain't saying a woman want to go out there and just have sex with every single man. But we're talking about her other talents with everything else she can bring. What the special type of player does with his spirit, he opens her up. He frees her from the prison that she might have been in. And that's his sole purpose. He ain't necessarily meant to marry her or something. And if we lived in a different type of culture, we would actually probably set it up so these women could hook up with these type of men without any judgment. It's a special mission these guys are on. Some of them don't realize it. But if they start looking at the women they've dealt with, and they'll say, wait a minute, this woman did this and that. Because, they always say behind every great man is a woman. But every woman who's done something, I guarantee there was some man that really made love to her in such a way and made her feel a certain way. I guarantee it. I'm going to say guarantee. There's some man. She might not want to talk about him for whatever reason because maybe she hooked up with him and she was going out with somebody else. I don't know the situation. But that man with that energy opens her up. Now, to be clear, like I said, it ain't every single one. Because some guys, they players, and quite frankly, you want to keep away from them if you're a woman. But you got some that got that energy, and you could tell because of the love they have. I knew another guy like that. He was actually a hairdresser. He was with a lot of women, but he was also very spiritual. Very spiritual. And I was just talking with him one time. He said one thing, he just loved fixing women's hair. He was hetero, but he loved just being around women. And that's a key thing. And that's a key way to spot that type. They don't have a problem. They can just be around a woman without having sex with her. That's how they are. And they show a caring nature. Only thing, and that's because of the culture we live in. Only thing about them is they can show that love to multiple women. And that's another conversation because who says that man is wrong? Who says he's wrong? That's a whole other conversation right there. What if he just has that amount of love because of his spirit, has genuine love? Like he can, and when I say love, I don't mean like that one-on-one, we together with each other. I'm talking like he can actually give to a woman from his heart. He can actually want to see her in the best state. He could love her to the point, like give her love to the point she could say, hey, I met this other guy and he'll be the one to walk her down the aisle. That type of love. that agape love, that type of love. So, and there's more to it than just even saying agape. So anyway, what y'all think about that? It's some deep stuff I've seen. Now, do I see it with every player? Heck no. Heck no. No. That's why I use the word some. Some. Like some, they just on some dogged stuff. Some are even demon lovers. But you got a special type. They're actually good. We probably have a better society if there were more of them. So, anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and many blessings.